Happy Information Wednesday, Chalyce McQueen here. I want to touch base per my teaser on what happens in the event that your car is stolen and a couple other endorsements that are commonly found in your auto policy that you may or may not need. So I want to give you a budget tip and also kind of walk you through the process in the event that you have a theft of your vehicle. Believe it or not, this is not as uncommon as we all think. In fact, a customer of mine, a vehicle was stolen about 2 weeks ago. We went through the whole process and made me want to do some more research on the latest stats of car theft. And turns out that car theft actually increased about 12% over the last year. Naturally, people are more desperate, which in course increases crime and petty thefts like vehicles. So on average, we're seeing about 2,400 vehicle thefts per day. So in the spirit of car theft, I do want to start off talking about what coverage is required on your policy in order for you to get to take advantage in the event that you had an unfortunate incident, such as your car being stolen. And so first things first, you are required to have comprehensive coverage on your policy in order to take any kind of benefit. Comprehensive coverage basically encompasses any other thing that could happen with your vehicle outside of a collision, also known as an accident. So your theft, any property damage, vandalism, etc., all those things, windshield replacements, all those things take place under having comprehensive coverage. So it is important that you do have that coverage on your policy to receive those benefits. Unfortunately, if you have your vehicle is stolen and you do not have comprehensive coverage, you're kind of SOL. So do you want to go ahead and walk you through what it looks like if your car is stolen? So first things first, you're going to, of course, file if I could talk, that'd be awesome. You're going to first file a police report. You're going to contact me, your agent. I'm going to get the ball rolling with the claims department. We're going to, of course, request a copy directly from the station that you filed the police report with. And in the meantime, we're going to do our due diligence and figure out what the value of your vehicle is. And that will be basically your payout minus your deductible. What happens if the vehicle is recovered? This is kind of gets where it gets interesting. So unfortunately, once we offer a payout, the vehicle in essence now is owned by the insurance company. And what we do to recover our cost is we then auction it off at various auctions. So you as a customer would have the ability to buy back your vehicle at an auction. But once we do the process from a customer to the insurance, we unfortunately don't have the ability to undo that and then give you your car back. And the main reason is we don't know what necessarily, as I was saying regarding, why we don't get the vehicle back, is we don't know the condition of the vehicle in terms of, we may know the condition physically, but we don't know the condition internally, what may have happened to the vehicle, was it altered in any way? And sometimes we have no idea who stole the vehicle. It just shows up randomly. So in our mind, it's a better risk management to make sure that our client just gets a payout and they can move forward with a new vehicle of their choice. I do have customers in the past that love their vehicle and they want it back. And they do have the ability, as I mentioned, to purchase at the auction after the fact, but you're kind of buying at your own risk at that point because, like I said, we just have no information on what may have happened. So it is best just to move forward with a new vehicle and cut your losses, so to speak. But I understand that we all have sentimental value sometimes in our cars. So speaking earlier, I did talk about the windshield a little bit. And I have talked about safety glass waiver of deductible in earlier videos. And I want to dissect that a little bit more. I want to talk about, number one, what an actual glass claim does to your insurance record, and then kind of break down more what this endorsement looks like versus not having it, etc. So a big misconception is, glass claims are not going to hurt me at all. It's all fine. And with your same insurance provider, we expect you obviously to have glass claims. Heck, here in Arizona, we have the worst roads and we get rocks and windshield chips and cracks all the time. So at Farmers, we understand that you're going to use your windshield coverage. And as you should, that's how you have insurance. The challenge is when you go to shop your rate one day with an outside insurance company, all of those claims show up under your insurance score and record, which then in turn increases your premium with another insurance provider. The reason being is now they have to hedge their bet that, hey, they use their insurance twice a year. So I need to make sure that. So next on our list, as I mentioned earlier, I want to retouch base on the safety glass waiver of deductible. I have talked about this in earlier episodes, Sexy World of Insurance. But with that said, we're in Arizona. We have such bad roads, as I mentioned. And so a lot of my customers definitely use their fair share of their insurance, as they should. But for me personally, to have the safety glass waiver of deductible on the policy, which means you don't pay deductible in order to have your windshield repaired or replaced. For me, it was costing about $75 per vehicle every 6 months. So in theory, we're paying $150 per vehicle a year when my comprehensive deductible itself is $100. So in my instance, it does not make sense, especially since I'm just one of those people that doesn't replace my windshield often. Like, I've had the same chip in my windshield for probably 2 years. I should get it fixed. I haven't. So I'm just not one of those people that use it all the time. If I did, it would be a whole different, as I mentioned, if I did, it'd be a way different scenario. But under my insurance policy, it just makes more sense that I just write a check for $100 when and if I want to replace or repair my windshield versus having the safety glass waiver deductible on there. However, I have customers that it costs them $12, every 6 months per vehicle. So it is a case-by-case basis and depends on the portfolio of the vehicle and what that looks like for replacement, etc. But I did think it was important to educate everybody when it comes to how glass claims work against you on your insurance score, because I have customers that use it all the time. And, every 6 months as a practice for my agencies, I review all my customers' policies and I try to identify ways for us to save money. Because unfortunately here in Arizona, our auto premiums are through the roof. We are so expensive here, and that's just unfortunately based on where we're located in terms of, being on a border state, all of our uninsured and underinsured motor, the amount of population we have, migrating from other states. All of that unfortunately impacts our construction on the roads. All of that impacts what our rating looks like in terms of our auto policy. So because we're so expensive, I do try to make it a practice that every 6 months we review all of your coverages, find out what opportunities we have, and then of course, if possible, shop with our subsidiary company, Bristol West. And that's where the glass coverages and claims come in quite a bit, is when I go to shop it with Bristol West, I can see all the claims on the policy, which brings their insurance score down, which brings their premium up. So just keep that in mind when it comes to your glass claims. It does come back and haunt you at some point, so be careful with your claims. Again, I'm not by any means saying don't use your coverage, because you have insurance for a reason. So I don't ever discourage someone from using it. But always give me a call first and kind of walk through what the scenario is and what it looks like. And beware of all these companies that you find at the car wash that says, oh, well, as I was saying, definitely beware of all those companies that we see at our car washes that are trying to get us to replace our windshield or whatever the story may be. Buyer beware as always. And you can give me a call and I can walk you through what that looks like for you and what makes sense based on your vehicle profile, if you should have the safety glass waiver of deductible or not. So as always, ask yourself, are you protected? And give me a call at 602-525-5665 or email me at cmcqueen@farmersagent.com. We'll see you next week.